seems to be slowing up a bit, and Maltsev tried to center out. It stopped. Canada break out at center ice. Rattel over to Gilbert. A shot and a pass went to Hadfield in the corner. It bounced right back to Rattel, who had a shot there when Sugankov cleared it to him. Now Rattel lost the chance when it bounced off his stick with Sugankov down. Maltsev was knocked over. Canada keep it in. Park cleared it on the boards. The puck comes right back to the blue line. Guy Lapointe had a try there, but wasn't successful. Soviets coming down with Harlamov clearing it, but Park intercepted it easily. Then Petrov broke up the play, keeping the puck in Canada's zone. They're persistent, and they're hard to stop once they get in this Canadian zone. 2-1 for Canada as Kuskin, the defense player, goes back to clear it to Gusev, being watched by Red Berenson. Petrov played it over onto the right wing. Mikhailov closing in on the defense. Here's a shot. Wide of the net as Petrov let it go. Mikhailov let it go again. Goes into the corner, and then Blinov is run into the boards. Slides to the corner. Canadian team having a hard time getting that puck out. Soviets still have it. Here's a pass back to Petrov, a shot, and Dryden had to stop that one. And the Soviets are putting on the pressure. Kuskin clears it back into the Canadian zone as the Canadian team seem to tire a bit. Peter Mahovlich failed to get out. Mikhailov. Bergman over on the right side. And it's cleared onto the left wing by Redmond, only to have Gusev go all the way back into the Soviet zone. A bad pass. Redmond is knocked over. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Redmond was upset by Mikhailov, and here goes a tripping penalty, and he doesn't even take a look. With the score, Canada 2 and the Soviets 1. This is game 1 from Montreal. Getting ready for the face-off. Canada sent out Red Berenson. Esposito's going to take the face-off. It went over to the far wing, and Cournoyer deflected it into the crowd.
I don't know what Coach Sinden's thinking is on this, but you'll see on this, goes into the corner, he's tripped there. Mikhailov definitely deserved a penalty.
Yeah, he certainly made sure the Canadian player went down. From the face-off, the puck goes back to Sealing. Over to Berenson. They're using their power play as Mahovlich gets it over to Esposito. Esposito weaving back a bit, tried to draw his check. Sealing gets it on the check, cleared it over in front of Mahovlich. He's watched on the play. Now another try, right in front of the net. Mahovlich backhanded one, but they're not shooting that puck very much. The crowd are beginning to yell. The Soviets finally tap it out to center. Berenson, 15, going back to get it for Canada. He clears to Mahovlich. Going in on the wing, Paladiev trying to stop him. Another cleared pass, bounces. It's right in front of the net for Esposito. Right in front. Berenson had a whack at it, but it went wide and back of the net. Mahovlich keeping it in, shooting it back of the net. Lutsenko failed to stop his man. Mahovlich getting a shot, and it bounced off Esposito's leg and went wide of the corner. Sealing cleared to the boards. Cournoyer cleared into the corner, and the Soviets knocked that puck to center ice. Canada coming again. Cournoyer goes over the line, was bumped around quite a bit there by Mishkov, and Cournoyer didn't like it very much. Canada moving in with Park. Over to Esposito in the corner. A pass right in front of the net, and Krejciak was down there with Henderson standing by on a player change.
Krejciak makes a good save here. Esposito, the big long reach to the outside. How do you stop it? Right in front, almost a tip in here and a goal, but Krejciak slides across and smothers the puck. The Russians couldn't have been doing their homework faster. They're leaving Esposito standing in that slot area, and they're going to get in a lot of trouble if they keep that up.
They're having some close calls. 3:17 left in the first period. 2-1 for Canada, and it's close. Park at the blue line. Flipped it over onto the boards to Ellis. Back to Bergman, who couldn't get up. And it goes to center. That is a close call there, as Harlamoff nearly got loose. It's back at center ice. Raglan shoots it over the line. Bergman for Canada, playing it back as Park goes up for Canada at center, being chased by Vikolov. He's knocked over. Park is upset. Raglan will get a tripping penalty. The play goes right on. It's back of the net. They're jamming there. Here goes the penalty. Raglan.
Big Alexander Ragulin. There's a look at Bobby Orr, and I bet he wishes he was in this game.
I'll bet he can hardly contain himself.
This will give Canada another chance to get that power play. So far, Foster, I think that puck control is absolutely critical. There he goes down. You can see it was a clean trip.
One
see
thing
Bobby Orr there. We can see at the end of the first period, Bobby Orr will be interviewed, as well as Alan Eagleson. And there will be a feature on the two coaches, Harry Sinden and Bob Rov of the Soviets, and some of their background leading to this first confrontation.
There's one thing when the Soviets get a penalty, there's not much doubt about it. They've been very glaring penalties, so there's never been any argument about any of them.
Foster, to follow through on that thought about puck control. So far, when each team has had the puck, they have been very dangerous. So I think it's absolutely critical that puck control is very important to Canada and to Russia. When they get that puck, they can both do things with it.
Mihailov nearly got loose, gets it over to Petrov, back to Mihailov, right in the clear. Oh, right in! They score! Petrov getting the rebound. And it's all tied up. Petrov gets that goal on a breakaway.
You'd think this was Derek Sanderson, the way they break up the middle. Petrov gets the puck up. Now watch Petrov. Comes in behind. Now watch the pursuit. Terrific concentration. Puts a backhand over Dryden's pad. Up into the top.
Great ability and courage. Here's a shot by Canada that went wide. Sealing cleared the puck into the corner. Hadfield tried to center out. And Rattel had a backhand. It's back to Park at the blue line. Knocked against the boards. Rattel tried to get it to Park. Comes over on the far wing. Canada tried to center it out. Rattel couldn't control it. Lutsenko covered him with Petrov, who got that last goal in great style for the Soviets, shooting it down the ice. As they're a man short, you're allowed to do it. Sliding pass goes down the ice. Mahovlich comes racing up. Here's a shot. And Tetriak had a chance to test a real Canadian drive.
Now watch this replay. Now Petrov, he's just coasting. He's got to find out where the puck's going to rebound to. Then he gets his backhand. Dryden's pad, he knows it'll be there, so he has to put it up.
Well, it's a 2-2 tie. And at one time, Canada had a 2-0 lead, but they didn't appear to earn the lead or have that difference in the play.
Foster, again, it's his puck control. They both know how to handle the puck. They both know how to score when they get it. So it's absolutely critical that if you don't have a good scoring chance, you still have to control the play. You have to chase the rebounds in the corner. You have to dig for the puck continually.
One thing Canada will understand, they have to fight for everything in this series. Puck comes back. Cournoyer. Cournoyer is turning for Canada at center. Coming up over the line. Cleared behind is Esposito. Then Bergman gets a pass in front to Mahovlich. The puck bounces to the side. And the puck seems to be bouncing quite a bit on this ice. Another try for Canada. Right in front for Esposito. He had a direct drive on Kretiak, who handled himself extremely well. So there's no weakness in the Soviet goal. That is apparent at the moment. He's standing right up to everything going his way. 55 seconds left in the period. Red Berenson coming up at center ice. The Soviets still a man short. Mahovlich fired one. Just missed the post by an inch. A quick break. Here's Petrov coming down over the line. passing right in front to Raglan, who got on the ice just in time to take part. It was a close call for Canada. Esposito to Mahovlich, too far. Sigankov went there to cover, but it was offside.
On that play there with number 10, Maltsev, going up the middle. This is one thing the Soviets will do a lot in this type of hockey. You can pass the puck from your end zone right to the opposition's blue line as long as you're inside the red line. And what it means is they'll always stand a man right out at the center, up at the top of the circle or almost to center ice. And of course, the Canadians, because they might not be in the top shape that they'd like to be in, makes a lot of back checking.
They're all set for the face-off. Shadron is facing off with Clark. Clark got the draw back to Park. Clearing it to Henderson, being watched by Paladiev. Now a long shot was dead on there as Yakushev let it go. He's a very solid hockey player for the Soviet. A quick pass to Henderson, 19. Back to Bergman at number 2 at center. Bergman goes over the line, cleared it on into the corner. Shadron was after him, covered him, and the siren goes to end the first period with a 2-all tie. With the score, Canada 2 and the Soviets 2. This is game 1 from Montreal. Well, I think the Soviets really got a lift out of making that comeback of 2 goals. Esposito got the first one for Canada, then Henderson, and when the Soviets were down 2-0, then Zeman came through, followed by Petrov, and that was it for the end of the first period. Now we're getting underway as the puck is at center ice, starting the second period. Bernoyer cleared it back into his own zone. Bergman goes back of his own net for Canada. Played it on the right side. It's still a little foggy on the ice, but from up here, it doesn't look too bad. Blinov couldn't get away, and Mikhailov was checked. Canada trying to keep the puck in the Soviet zone. Esposito did his best, but the puck is knocked down the ice. Park, number 5, going after it, and he goes back of the Dryden with Blinov standing there waiting. Also Mikhailov. Blinov moves over, 9. Slides out to center ice. Petrov cleared it right on to Cournoyer's stick. Cournoyer weaving a bit, and the puck goes back at center. Bergman cleared a long shot. Tretiak had to stop a bouncing shot. Gusev, the defense player, shot it down the ice. It's sliding up over the line, and it'll be called for icing.
So far, Foster, the period, just both teams now are doing what I expected they might do at the beginning of the game. They're both sort of playing it very cozily. They're trying to find out what the other team might have in mind. Team Canada started off with both guns blazing in that first period, and now they're just sort of playing it cozily. And I think that the Russians are looking, the Soviets are looking for an opportunity.
I see that Zeman is out there again with Shadron and Yakushev. This is a very dangerous line for the Soviets, especially Zeman, who appears to be one of the better players for the Soviet team. The Soviets get the draw. It's cleared down to Yakushev. Yakushev lost it to Clark. Clark coming back with Ellis and Henderson, a bouncer. Tretiak cleared it off to the side. Lyapkin couldn't cover. Here they're coming from the side. Clark took a whack at it. Knocked back to the net. Henderson is trying to dig that puck out. Now Clark is working on Paladiev. Both Lyapkin and Paladiev on the defense.
They're having a few words there between Paladiev and Bobby Clark. Bobby Clark tried to come out from the corner, something he does very well. Now watch Clark here. He tries to jam it in the short side. He's taken down quite heavily. Now Paladiev gets up, gives him a good wrap again. He'll take him right into the corner.
From the face-off, the Soviets get the draw, clear the puck off the boards to center ice. Yakushev got over the Canadian line. Clark clears it to Berenson. Henderson down the line with Ellis. Ellis took his shot. Oh, it's close as Tretiak stopped that one, but he didn't want to move.
Foster, Ivan Cournoyer let a terrific shot go, and you'll see right here, comes off the board, he lets it go. Or Ronnie Ellis, and that's what Ronnie does. And he had to jam his pads together. He was lucky to get that.
Yeah, that was a good move there. Ellis and Henderson combined on that play. Tretiak had to stop it, and it went right on the goal line. Canadian team making a change, and it's the New York Ranger line of Rattel, Gilbert, and Hadfield. Sealing is on the defense for Canada with Don Orey. The puck is cleared out by Sigankov, right down to Orey, who's being watched on the play by Vilikov. From the corner, Karlamov tried to pass. He goes right back to recover the puck, and the Soviets really can backcheck, and they never stop skating. The puck is back on the Canadian defense. Sealing couldn't reach the pass, and they're still missing that team play. Down the right side, Rattel lobbed this one from the side. Maltsev recovers the puck, cleared on the right side without even looking. Karlamov goes down over the line, cutting in around Orey. A shot, he scores! Karlamov went right around the Canadian defense, Orey, and picked the corner to give the Soviet a 3-2 lead.
This is a tremendous individual effort. He beats Orey to the outside. Now he has to start cutting towards the net. Now watch Dryden come out and try to play it. He has to get the puck over to the far side, and he beats Dryden on the long side, right there between when he goes to take his pads open. Karlamov has looked the best in the 3 days of practice we have seen in Montreal. He's got speed, he's got a good shift. Now watch this. Dryden comes out to try to play it, but he opens his pads a little bit and it goes between.
From the face-off, the puck is cleared into the corner in the Soviet zone and back to center ice. Park. 2:40. The Soviet have taken the lead. Karlamov. Now then it's Red Berenson trying to come in on the right wing. Redmond with him in front of the net. Peter Mahovlich couldn't control the puck. Back they go again. Blinov on that right side. He falls. Bergman recovered. Mahovlich down on the far side. Into the corner. Fired one. Tretiak grabs it. They're right on top of him with Gusev standing by. And Redmond was almost in the net.
It's a good example there. You'll see Mahovlich gets the shot, but look at how the two Russian or Soviet defensemen come and take the man looking for the rebound. Look at Redmond. Bingo. He is taken right out of the play. Again, the shot. Mahovlich gets a good shot away, but there's no chance for Redmond to really get to that puck. Tretiak has looked very strong so far. He's made any adjustment he has to make to this different speed in shots.
Soviets are leading 3-2 after being down 2-0 early in the first period. Puck is in the corner. Redmond trying to center it out. It's blocked. Shot out to center ice where Zeman is crossing the line over to Yakushev. The drive is wide, and Dryden had to cover on that. With the score, the Soviets 3 and the Canadian team 2. This is game 1 from Montreal. Still 3-2 for the Soviet. Down the right side, Shadron was knocked over. And Lapointe now on the Canadian defense, cleared it up to Esposito. Down the right side to Lapointe, who's cutting in on the left side. He took his shot. And Tretiak stopped that one. A clearing pass goes over to Zeman, 11. He fell. Esposito didn't get his check. Then Shadron lost it to Esposito, who took a shot. Canadian team seem to be being outplayed at this stage as Zeman speeds up over the line, pass behind him. Canada gets a break. Mahovlich going in with Esposito. Here's a shot. And Tretiak covered the angle beautifully and had that one stick in his pads. And it was Frank Mahovlich who gave it his best shot.
Mahovlich breaks up this right wing now, and Frank is now, he's a left-hander coming in from the right wing, so he's got that far corner he can shoot at, but Tretiak doesn't move a muscle. He has it covered perfectly.
Puck is loose back of the Soviet goal. Slides over onto the far wing as Vikolov failed to get out. Now Sigankov gets it over to Raglan. Raglan's 5. Canada recovers. Ellis with Henderson standing in front of the net. Raglan took him out. Maltsev is hooked on the play, is knocked down by Clark, and then hit with his stick accidentally on the play. The goalkeeper skates off. There's going to be a penalty here. And Canada will get the penalty. Clark.
Now here comes Maltsev breaking out. Now Clark's in good pursuit. Maltsev's making a good move here. Look at him holding onto the stick. Bobby Clark steps in underneath him, pulls his leg in, and that was a pretty deliberate move by Clark there. Clark's stick then comes down and hits Maltsev on the back. What we'll see coming up here, Foster, puck control. The Soviets want to keep the puck. If they don't get a good chance to score, they want to hold on to it. And I think we'll see a lot more passing around the outside of the defensive box by the Canadians. Red Berenson is terrific at controlling the puck. Ronnie Ellis has the speed.
I think it's more of a team effort against a group of individuals. The way it's working out, the Soviet team just seemed to keep that puck on a string. And the Canadians are going in individually. Puck is shot down the ice. Canada's a man short. Soviets leading 3-2 in this second period. Maltsev cleared it over on the far wing to Karlamov, and Bergman desperately cleared it down the ice. The Soviets are definitely the better team in this second period. Cleared pass by Sagankov. Failed to click. He tries it again, number 7, getting it ahead to Karlamov. Lost it to Peter Mahovlich, and he failed to get a shot. Another drive goes off a leg. Ellis couldn't get near, and the Soviets certainly can move the body at the right time. A pass to Karlamov there was away offside, and it's brought back into the Soviet zone.
An interesting comment on the play in that last shift there, Faust. There's been a lot of talk that when the NHL Team Canada comes out, that they're going to start bumping the Soviets around. And there is no way that the Soviets do not know how to play the body. I saw them ride Ronnie Ellis off there. They come up with the puck. They are very robust from the waist up. They're very well developed, and they have tremendous balance. Team Canada will not be able to outmuscle the Soviets.
And yet the Canadian team are heavier, aren't they?
They are heavier by maybe 10 pounds per player.
Maltsev clears it over on the left side. Lechenko carries up over the line. There are 4 Soviets right in there. Oh, that was close. Vikolov had a great chance. And the Canadian team shoot it down the ice. Tretiak having to stop it with Lechenko going back to get it, number 3. A quick pass. Maltsev, number 10, goes to center ice over the blue line. Stops. 5 of them are in there. Sagankov lost it, gets it again momentarily. Stopped by Lapointe. Then another chance for Lechenko, and a shot down the ice by Peter Mahovlich. And the puck goes into the corner with Sagankov clearing now ahead to Mihailov. Mihailov to Gusev. Clearing over onto the left wing. Petrov goes over the line. 16 into the corner. Centered out. Lost it. Mihailov gets it back to Gusev. A shot bounces over to the other side. And another shot from the right wing went wide. Gusev centers right in front to Petrov. Petrov gets his shot away, but it's wide. And the Soviets seem to get 2 or 3 shots every time. Esposito tried to get out. Lobbed it over to Mahovlich. The center ice. Over the line. Mahovlich waits. Clears over. Oh! And it was missed there by Gilbert.
That was a beautiful play by Frank Mahovlich there. A tremendous individual effort again. Rod Gilbert had just come on the ice, so Frank really should not have been aware that he was there, but he did see him. Frank pulled up and laid a perfect pass across to Gilbert, but the ice is a little rough, Foster. It just bounced off. Canada missed a good scoring opportunity.
12:18 left in the second period, with Soviets leading Canada 3-2 after being down 2-0 early in the game. Puck is grabbed off by Hadfield. They have the Ranger line out there. Gilbert, number 8, takes a shot. Hadfield tried to drive it home, but there was a Soviet player right there, Paladyev. Down the left wing, it's Lyapkin. going on into the corner. Rattel failed to stop, but rolls in front. And Blinoff missed a good chance. Now a pass comes out with a 2-on-1. Gilbert going in with Rattel, a drive. And Tretiak cut the corner there. And he went down there to cover. With the score, Soviets 3 and Canada 2. This is game 1 from Montreal. All ready for the face-off, and Hadfield was injured on that last play and went to the dressing room. Park, number 5, was checked. And Shadron failed to go through. Now it's up for Yakushev. He's knocked around, but he sticks right with it. Shadron gets a shot, and it's wide of the goal. Yakushev, 15. Back to the blue line. Park cleared it on the boards to Clark. Clark just returned from his penalty. Bergman stands in front of the Canadian goal, number 2. Now they're trying to come out slowly. Park carries up to center ice. Shadron tried to stop him. Here's a backhand wide of the net. Clark having a good try there, but didn't get any steam behind it. A bad pass rolls out at center ice. A quick break by Yakushev. Coming in on goal, he shoots. And Dryden had to be very good on that low drive. Soviets tried to keep it in. Henderson breaks out fast. One man back as he goes over the line. He hit the defense player. Shadron clears ahead to Zeman. Zeman down that right side. A dangerous player centered it. Sealing blocked it. Henderson allowed Sealing. Another try for Karlamov, who bumped the Canadian player and knocked the point flat. Karlamov had his stick on the puck. Shocked at what they're seeing.
Foster, the two things that Team Canada do the best, they shoot better and they skate better. And they should stick to that, because if they try to outmuscle them, the Soviets are too strong on their skates and they'll take advantage of it because of that superb conditioning. There's Alexander Yakushev, 6 feet 1 inch. Big, tall left winger. Good shot.
From the face-off, the puck comes out to center ice. A race for it. Redmond coming down, and he shot one very wide and high. It's kept knocked out finally by Vikolov. Defense player Sagankov lets Raglan take it. Raglan clears ahead to Maltsev, and the puck goes to center ice where Lapointe deflected one off Peter Mahovlich's stick. And the play is called outside the Soviet blue line, with the Soviets leading Canada 3-2. Canada broke into a 2-0 lead early in the first period. The Soviets came back strong and tied it up before the first period was over, and then took the lead in this second period. Karlamov, a very tricky player, gets it, scores! Karlamov led a bullet drive goal. And it beat Dryden to the top left-hand corner. It had Dryden beaten all the way, and it's 4-2 for the Soviets.
That'll nullify anybody who says that the Soviets can't shoot. Karlamov, one of their top players. Look at this quick shot. Now he catches Dryden back in the net. I honestly think Dryden wasn't set on that shot. I don't think he ever expected him to shoot that puck at that time. He caught Dryden expecting a high shot. Went right down in between his legs.
10-18, Karlamov getting his second goal for the Soviet. The puck is in the Canadian zone. .10:18 was the time of the fourth Soviet goal, and the Soviets are great front runners. And there's a loose puck in front of the Russian goal. Bergman finally took a shot. But the Canadian team, where they took advantage in the early part of the game, are unable to do so now. A quick break now for Mikhailov, coming down with Petrov, centered in front. Bergman failed to clear. It's right in front of the net. And that was a close call, with Blinoff being there and fanning on it. Canadian team come to center ice. Couldn't get any farther. Mihailov cleared it back into the Soviet zone. Esposito centered out in front. And Mahavlich nearly tipped one in past Tretiak. It was close. Linov comes racing down. There's a shot on Dryden as Petrov.
As they skate at you hard at the blue line. Team Canada is coming to the blue line. Esposito, Mahavlich, they're all waiting for the play on the blue line. The Soviets are skating down hard at the defenseman. They're pushing Team Canada's defense back into their end, and it's leaving a great area in the top of the slot, the top of the circles, and the Soviets are taking advantage of this.
Yakushev, Shadrin, and Zeman are out there for the Soviet team, and a quick shot on Dryden right after the faceoff.
When a club does skate down at you hard, the defensemen have to back up a little faster, which gets them into their end, deeper into their end a lot quicker than normal.
Clark, Henderson out there with Ellis for Canada as Yakushev is ready for the face-off. The puck goes to the corner, Lapointe clearing it back to the net. Sealing comes over on the right side. Hasn't got that puck out yet. Shadrin kept it in. Then Zeman, number 11, clears into the corner. It's back to the blue line. A shot in front of the net. And it rolls off to the corner with Yakushev after it again. Into the corner for Shadrin. Then Zeman keeping it back to the blue line. Polediev gets his shot right on. And Dryden didn't seem to know where that was going. Canadian team finally get it out. Ellis over to Clark. The pass was too far. Here's Ellis trying to get the return, and Yakushev recovered. A forward pass to Shadrin. Shadrin, 19, passes over to Zeman. Zeman is upset by Henderson, who goes into the corner, holds it against the boards as much as he can. Zeman knocked it loose. Comes back to Zeman, back of the net. The Soviets still have possession. Zeman playing it back and over the line. Vladiev skates back to his own blue line as they start making changes. Now, there's going to be a penalty on the play. The goalkeeper skates off, and it's a penalty to Canada. This game is game 1 from Montreal.
There's a look at Guy Lapointe.
From the face-off, Canada get the draw, only to shoot it wide of the net. And the Canadian team are a man short. The Soviets have the edge as Vikolov cleared it over the line. Maltsev tried to clear out in front. Red Berenson had it hit his skate. Canada bring it back slowly to center ice, and Park didn't follow through. Maltsev lost it, only to have the defense player, Sagankov, let Maltsev take it over the line again. They're crowding around. Every man is up for the Soviet into the corner. Watch this passing. Quick pass over to Siganov, over to Lichenko, back to Sagankov. Right on, and Dryden made the save, but they always get that puck on the goal.
Foster, that was a perfect example of the setup that the Russians use on their power play. At one time, they had 3 men stationed across the blue line. Now, Zagankov, who is a defenseman, will then walk right into the slot here, and that's where normally a Phil Esposito or one of the top goal scorers in the NHL will be standing. But in this case, it's a defenseman. So they go out there as a unit of 5. They're interchangeable people, and they will go into any position they have to where the opportunity creates itself.
Berenson and Maltsev faced off. The Soviets got the draw only momentarily, and it's lobbed down the ice. Canadians seem a bit tired as they clear the puck down the ice. Defense player Sagankov clears ahead now to Maltsev. Maltsev, number 10 at center, going over the line with Karlamov. He fanned on his shot. Sealing couldn't clear the puck. It goes back to the net. Comes back to Lichenko. Lichenko, number 3, giving a chance for Vikolov. Vikolov shoots, and that was wide of the corner of the net. Maltsev in the corner, and they're still playing tic-tac-toe with that puck, and it's finally shot down the ice by Peter Mahovlich with Sagankov clearing a forward pass to Lachenko. Ahead now to Blinov. Blinov going in, number 9. Lost the puck. Mahovlich shooting it, but not out. Here's a chance. A shot by Petrov was blocked on that play. Another pass by Gusev goes wide. Mahovlich starting back. Going in the clear. Going down to the shot. And he hit the side of the net. It was on the outside. And that's where the fog seems to be starting around that Soviet goal. Down the far wing for Blinov, cutting in on the defense. Here's a shot, a weak one, off Seeling's ankle. Goes back to the goal. Morey ahead